back. We do turn now to breaking news. Ohio Senator J.D. Vance is former President Donald Trump's pick for vice president. Trump announcing that just hours into the Republican National Convention today. The senator, serving in the Marine Corps, graduated from Ohio State University and is a Yale Law School graduate. Trump cited Vance's successful business career and said the senator will focus on helping American workers and farmers in the Midwest and beyond. Indiana Senator Mike Braun releasing a statement on Trump's choice, saying, quote, President Trump made an exceptional pick in J.D. Vance to be his running mate and serve as our next vice president. Vance, he says, knows firsthand the experience of the forgotten American family. He says is proof that there's no limit to how high you can rise in our country with hard work and strong values.
And the vice presidential pick comes in the wake of Saturday's attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. Questions now remain behind the shooter's motive as more is unveiled over his actions leading up to that shooting. National correspondent Lee Waldman reports on what we're now learning about the shooter.
Just hours before shots were fired at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, we are now learning the 20-year-old gunman purchased 50 rounds of ammunition at a local gun store, according to a senior law enforcement official. The AR-style weapon used by Thomas Matthew Crooks now being traced back to his father. While the FBI is working to determine a motive behind the attack that left one man dead and 2 others critically wounded, former classmates of Crooks describe him as quiet.
He was just very, very bland. Didn't show no facial expressions. Just very to himself.
A search of the shooter's vehicle revealed possible explosives in the trunk. Witnesses to the shooting say they saw Crooks before shots were fired.
He's on top of the roof.
And tried to alert law enforcement.
My wife ran up to law enforcement, was trying to tell them, where he was, but they couldn't seem to see him because they weren't in the right spot to see him on the roof.
We are also learning Secret Service did not sweep the building where the gunman was perched. A source familiar with the investigation saying a local counter sniper team was responsible for the building. However, the Pennsylvania State Police deny that responsibility.
When I say that something like this cannot happen, we are speaking of a failure.
This morning, U.S. Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle released her first statement since the shooting, confirming they will cooperate with an independent review of the incident. In New York, I'm Lee Waldman reporting.
An Indiana delegate to the convention says the atmosphere there is still cheerful, but recognition of Trump's attempted assassination still looms heavy. News 8's government reporter Garrett Berquist finding out what's different. Garrett.
Fisher City Council member Tiffanie Ditlevson is one of the delegates representing Indiana at the convention. She tells me the atmosphere there is a little different from what everyone had planned on.
We started off a little bit more somber, kind of understanding the magnitude of the events on Saturday, the assassination attempt on President Trump. So that was in the background of understanding that we've got a strong candidate, that we almost lost our candidate.
Ditlevson says security is tight around the convention. She says it's difficult to get around, but many delegates recognize they too could become targets. Both former President Donald Trump and President Joe Biden have called for unity following the attempt on Trump's life.
So I think that's a good start, but I think we need to see that continue on rather than having both sides sort of fall back to their sort of partisan goals and their campaign objectives.
Webster studies political polarization at Indiana University. He says the only way out of this is for voters to talk to people who don't share their views and try to understand them. Ultimately, it's up to politicians themselves to change their tone.
Quite simply, an angry voter is a loyal voter. So if you are angry at the opposing party and its candidates, you are likely to vote loyally for your own party's candidates. And so until this becomes not an incentive that our elected officials face, I think we're likely to see continued appeals to anger from our elected officials.
Ditlevson says she hopes to be part of those efforts at unity.
When you're elected, you have to serve everyone. People have concerns and people come to you with their problems, but you have to be focused on how you can help people and what is the greater good of your community and society and country.
Webster says if you're talking to someone whose politics are different from your own, you don't have to agree with them, but you do need to be willing to listen and empathize with them. I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.